Am I my brother's keeper? Yes, I am. Am I my brother's keeper? Yes, I am. Am I my brother's keeper? Yes, I am.
Nino Brown Boxing, and I'm back in the building. Shout out to the LDBC. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. Man, the news is broken already. I'm sure you guys already know that Billy Joe Saunders has been stripped of his WBO middleweight title because of a failed drug test prior to his fight with Demetrius Andrade. Now, me, after hearing this news, I'm happy Billy Joe Saunders got stripped for the simple fact, you know, if you fail a drug test, it's your responsibility of what goes on in your body, and whatever excuse that you have, you know, that's on you. When you reach a certain level in boxing and you reach the status of a millionaire, you have enough money and you can afford to employ people, you can employ people within your team, nutritionists, whatever the case may be, to make sure that you don't take any of these sworn substances that's on the banned substance list. When it happens, you get popped dirty, you just face the consequences, you do your time, and you move on. Now, when it comes to Demetrius Andrade, honestly, I feel sorry for the guy. Now, a lot of people, now they dislike Andrade for the previous decisions that he's made and, you know, the shit that he's taught, and the fact, you know, to put the ice on the cake, now he's signed with Eddie Hearn. Now, I feel like Demetrius Andrade's career would have been a lot better off. He would have had a lot more success, a lot more opportunities at this point in time in his career if he would have signed with Al Heyman a lot earlier. He decided not to. He decided to go different routes. He made a lot of bad decisions, and it is what it is. He is where he is right now. He won't get that big fight. I know that sucks for Eddie Hearn and DAZN. I really don't give a damn about that part. But when it comes to Demetrius Andrade as a fighter, you know, I like the guy. I like Andrade's style. He's a very entertaining fighter to look at. Andrade is one of those fighters where you can use his fighting styles and you can watch his tape and you can teach a young fighter exactly like the fundamentals. You can teach them, like, when you're trying to explain something to a young fighter and you want them to have a visual of what you're explaining to them, but the visual, you don't want the visual to necessarily be unorthodox, obviously, because they're learning. You want the visual to be something that can, that shows good form and something that they can apply real time and they can learn from. That's the type of fighter I think Demetrius Andrade is. I catch myself watching his fights and I'm noticing little things, little subtle movements that he do, and it definitely increases my knowledge when it comes to the technical aspect of boxing. Like, similar to me, I learn a lot watching a fighter like Guillermo Rigondeaux. Now, what does this mean for Demetrius Andrade? Obviously, it means a big fight that he wanted against a top middleweight is not going to happen. It still means he gets an opportunity to fight for the WBO belt, but he may he won't get that big opportunity that he wants. Now, obviously he's not going to fight a world beater at middleweight. I just seriously doubt that will happen at all. It's going to be a lower level guy, a guy, on a lower level than Billy Joe Saunders, someone that Demetrius Andrade should definitely beat. Now, the thing that comes along with this is what's going to happen after the fact. What happens after Demetrius Andrade becomes a WBO champion? See, I want success for Demetrius Andrade, but I don't want Demetrius Andrade to be a pawn to Eddie Hearn and DAZN, and they're using that WBO belt simply as leverage to draw fighters to DAZN. Now, that doesn't benefit Demetrius Andrade. That benefits Eddie Hearn. Now, if Demetrius Andrade is foolish enough to fall for this, I honestly hope he loses this fight and doesn't even become WBO champ at all. Now, if Demetrius Andrade is looking out for his best interest and he's trying to be the best fighter he can be, he wants to do the best that he can in the sport. He wants his career to be catapulted into stardom. He wants to become a superstar. He wants to fight the best. He wants to go down as the best middleweight. Then I want him to get that belt. If Demetrius Andrade is going to call out the Charlos, call out the Canelos, and call out the winner of Danny Jacobs and Deverenchenko, I'm all for Demetrius Andrade getting this belt. Now, we already know how Andre is. You know, he's a sometimey type of dude. He says what's beneficial to him at that point in time. He's not too consistent, and sometimes, you know, he's just wow, very unpredictable guy. And we just have to see how this goes. Now, when it comes to the Eddie Hearn aspect of this, hey man, it's hilarious. And the only thing I can really do is laugh. You know, once again, karma's a bitch, and Eddie Hearn, he will continue to encounter that bitch named Karma, and it is what it is with that. It seems like the pressure will slowly be added on to Eddie Hearn, and opportunities that he felt that he had, you know, he had secured opportunities for the zone to become mainstream, to become as popular as the other apps or the other networks and the other streaming services. It seems like Eddie Hearn just keep having that rug snatched from underneath him every single time he believes that he's gaining a little bit of traction. And I love it, man. I'm loving every bit of it. And it's just, as a boxing fan, someone that has someone that Eddie Hearn has basically left a bad taste in my mouth when it comes to the way he moves when it comes to boxing. So watching him go through these misfortunes is definitely very entertaining for me, and I'll continue to appreciate it as it comes, and I hope more come. Yes, I am speaking Eddie Hearn's downfall into existence. But it's Nino Brown Boxing. Shout out to the LDBC. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe, and I'm out.